Hey, it's Azrielle Lawless. Happy 2023. Once again, you've dropped your ass right into Hella Vella and found yourself another Lawless interview. But it's 2023 and Vella has been around for more than a year now. So we're doing something a little different. And to bring in the new year is wildly successful Vella author Kim Titus. Going to answer some questions for us. Hi, Kim.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New
2023.
Year. I'm so happy to have you back on the show. You've done real well this last year, and I want to talk about it because I know everybody wants to hear about it. So first thing, Kim, I want to remind everybody what you write. Murder, Mayhem, and Mai Tais, right? That's the first one. No, the first was
Um,
Murder, Mayhem, and Macarons.
yeah, you kind of had them mixed up, but yeah. Yes. Yes, that's my baby, the macarons.
Murder, Mayhem, and Macarons, and you hit a milestone with them today. Want
Yeah,
to say?
yeah. I think did you like schedule this just at the right time? I mean,
Yeah, you know how that is. Yeah, I'm psychic that
you're
way.
psychic. Yeah, just this morning, like at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, it hit 25,000 likes. And the Bell only has 23 episodes, so that's pretty crazy. I could never have imagined it. Last New Year's Eve, I was sitting on this porch with champagne in my hand and watching it, hoping it would get to 1,000 likes because I thought that was impossible. And uh, so this New Year's Eve, I had the same champagne, same glass, same Jack, and hoping it would hit 25,000. It didn't, but what is it? The
But
third
come
or
on,
something.
Titus, give me a break.
I
Yeah.
was like, I could do it. I could do it. But no, it's much better to be on your podcast and celebrate.
Well, my very first Vela, the one that I've, poured my heart and soul into, it's up to like 50 episodes now, and it's still only got like, I don't know, it's like 1,300 or something. You make me ill.
It will get there. Just plug on, plug on. Yeah,
I am
I
plugging
remember
on.
when I remember when the marriage auction hit 25,000, and we were all like, "Whoa!" So now she's eons over that.
Oh yeah, I think she's got a book deal on that one.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. Um, then you wrote, okay, so after Murder, Mayhem, and Macarons, then you put up your second one. What was it, about 6 months later after Murder?
Um, yeah, I was writing The Shores of Driftwood Isle. That was technically my second one. It's now in the second season of that on Vella, but it was April Fool's. And my author friend, who gives me a hard time all the time, I sent her an April Fool's joke of the picture. I don't know if you know the picture. It's Mai Tais, sunglasses, and everything. And I said, murder, marriage, and Mai Tais. And I was expecting her to laugh, like, all right, whatever. And she said, you've got to write that. That is perfect. I love everything. I love the graphic. I love the name. I'm like, really? I'm like, really? That was a joke. It was an April Fool's joke. It's
Was
April
it
1st.
really?
It was a joke because I wasn't going to write more. That was just going to be a standalone book. But then so many people liked it in the first quarter that when she didn't laugh at my April Fool's joke, I was in Vegas at the time. And I was like thinking about it, and I kept thinking about it. And then I came up with a plot of what I wanted the murder to be. And then this couple sat next to us at a casino, I think it was blackjack or something. And they said, we just got married. And so, of course, you're in Vegas, whatever. And he said, it's actually a marriage pact that we had when we made as we were kids. And I was like, hold up. You just got married after they hadn't, I guess they had been talking the last year, but they hadn't been for like 5 or 6 years. And I was like, where's the pen? I got to write this down. And so the murder, marriage, and Mai Tais is actually about a marriage pact that happened between Andre and Nathan. And she went through with it, but turned out it was the wrong guy. So I won't spoil it any more than that, but it's probably my favorite of all the ones I've written.
Oh my God. And so how's it doing commercially?
It hit oh gosh, I should know this, but it's over 10,000 likes. So it's on its way to 25,000. Not quite there yet, but I think give it a few more months on that. But yeah, no, that one is my favorite.
Before we started this recording today, I told you that I had told my husband that, I was going to do your interview today, and, was telling him about you and how you'd really hit a nerve out here. You have really hit a nerve, kid. I don't know anyone that has this kind of success. I don't personally know them.
Thank you.
I mean, I know some of them, like the marriage auction, that were seeded by Amazon. You weren't seeded by Amazon. You didn't, they didn't come to you and say, hey, if you'll write this, when we'll, blow you out, advertising you. You haven't had any of that I know of.
No, I have a great reader base, a very loyal reader base. I love them, absolutely love them. And
did you start writing with Macarons? I'm trying to remember if you started writing with Vella.
I had actually written 2 teen romance and indie published them in 2020 and 2021.
So pandemic, you're a pandemic writer.
Yeah, I quit my job. I stayed home with my teenage kids at the time. My husband and I had always wanted that, to be a stay-at-home mom at those years. And then that pandemic hit, and I was like, they're writing at all these AP classes that they were writing crazy amounts. And I said, I could do that, because I mean, we were all together, and we were just all together. And so I wrote those 2. And then for NaNoWriMo 2020, my author friend said, come on, write something in a genre that you actually read. Like, that was her advice, because I don't write. I wrote teen fiction actually for my daughter, who's having trouble finding real clean reads. And then I said, well, that's an interesting thought. Like, it never even crossed my mind, like, write in the genre you read. Okay. And I'm definitely the target reader for my work. And I think that really comes through in the writing. And so I wrote the November of 2020 Macarons, and Kendall Vella kind of was trying to get authors around April of 2021. And I hadn't done anything with that. And I started editing. And then in July of 2021, when they launched, that's when I put it up. And I launched the whole season. I didn't even know I was supposed to launch it in like bits. I just put it all out. I said, just because, like, I am my own target reader. So I hadn't really read serial fiction besides just someone like Charles Dickens. And, I had read some things like that, like old school. And that's what I thought of when I thought serialized fiction. I did not understand how Kendall Vella was bringing it into the modern era. So yeah.
Cool. Well, okay. So you already said that you have Driftwood Isle. That was one that you wrote after Macarons, right?
That's right. And in fact, all right, so I wrote a note so I wouldn't forget. In our last interview, because this is a Where Are They Now, we were just shooting, our mouths off before the interview, and you were about to get married. Yeah. And I asked you if you had a registry, because, I wanted to buy you something.
That's when I informed you. No. We're actually inviting people, making them take something from the house.
You remember we had the idea for the reverse auction. And that day I wrote season 2, episode 39. And it's totally dedicated to you. It just got released 3 weeks ago. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
So as episode 2, or season 2, episode 39, totally dedicated to you.
That's wonderful. I had no idea. I'll have to check that out.
I'll send you the link on that, because you definitely got to read that. And I've had so many people like our age say that is the best idea I have ever heard. So yes.
You know how that is. It's just, you just wind up, and I've lived in the same house for, I don't know how long you've lived in yours, but mine is 19 years, February 1st.
Wow.
That's a minute.
Yeah, that is.
Really, at that point, you really just want to put a match to it. You really just want to take what you want out of here and then just torch the rest.
My my son's girlfriend came over and she liked one of my Christmas decorations. And I am like, just take it. Like you don't even have to ask. I won't even miss it. You know, whatever. Here it is that she's in a dorm, so she can't take it yet, but I have her name on it.
Excellent, excellent. I like that. Well, so okay, so you have Driftwood Island. I also know that you've got a brand new one getting ready to launch.
It is launched. It's official. It probably has 200 likes. But
30 minutes ago.
no, it's been about 2 weeks maybe. I've been kind of
Okay.
I love the author notes part of Kindle Vella the best. So I like to put little tidbits and secrets in there and let my readers have first stab at what's coming out.
Yeah.
But now on the top faved list, so the secret's out. It's called Death by Punchline, and it's going to be part of an open mic series. And it's about Charlie Banks. She is a small town girl, comedian, born comic, very driven. Like she knows what it takes to make it in the industry, and she has done everything she can to, be successful. She's in this small town, engaged to a city boy that followed her back home, and he's running for representative of their district. So his idea and her idea of the best campaign are totally different. So it's going to be kind of fun. I'm a small town girl. I was born in rural Alaska. Now I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, but technically Concord, which is the rural part of it. I love small town. I get small town, so I hope that comes through with the writing because she's hilarious.
And what are you launching this? What did you launch this one with? How many episodes?
Right now there's 5 up there.
So you didn't finish this one completely before you.
No, so this was my NaNoWriMo project of 2022. So I just did the draft and I wanted to Murder, Motherhood, and Magnolias. We didn't talk about that, but that just
No, we didn't.
That was the 3rd in the trilogy of the Murder Mayhem series, and that finished up Sunday. So
and what did you, how many likes do you have on that?
Wow, I think it hit 5,000 recently. So yeah, so that's chugging up there. I loved it's a good bodyguard one.
You carried your characters forward, didn't you?
So they all went on vacation together, and in Murder, Motherhood, and Magnolias, Erin, the heroine, is the nanny for Alex and Andrea, who both have children. And they have a bodyguard because they're very all these murders that happen around them, they have to take a security with them, and he is not just a bodyguard. She finds some secrets out along the way, but she has plenty of her own. Don't let her fool you on that. But what's fun is I wanted to intertwine Driftwood with it, so they do vacation in Driftwood Isle. And so there's some cameos, and I only expected a small cameo, but my Jack character from season 1, he plays a huge part. And I kept writing it going, I can't have Jack again, but he was very convenient. He was a teacher, and he helps Erin and Adam, solve the murder and not get in jail themselves. So yeah, so I love Jack in there. But I wanted to keep that momentum rolling, and that's why I just launched Death by Punchline, and it's the beginning of the year, and why not? So it might be a slow beginning, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for all of them. So which ones of these? Now, a lot of Vella authors have taken their stuff, successful or not, they've taken it to ebooks. So what's the plan for you?
So I was waiting till I got all 3 Vellas complete before going to ebook and then marketing as a trilogy.
Yeah.
That just happened Sunday. So I'm going to give Emil a little bit of time. I need
You just
to
finished Magnolias on Sunday?
just on Sunday, wrapped it up with the pretty much the series epilogue. I have readers saying, don't close it. So the door isn't closed. I absolutely could bring, especially Erin. Erin, she's a chemist, and Adam is a detective in New York City. So that could be interesting to bring back. And of course, Kent is a millionaire. I mean, and Alex, she is a forensic accountant, which,
Yeah, don't close it. I don't think
so
you
it's
should.
not closed. So I'll just say here, it's not closed, but the series the trilogy epilogue is up and available.
So do you consider, so you mentioned you did some writing in the early part of the pandemic because your daughter was having trouble finding clean reads. Do you consider the murder series all clean?
I do.
It is.
Yeah. I think there's maybe 2 kisses in Magnolias. So, and I do get some comments. So Magnolias was one of the betas for Kindle Vella that started the comments at the bottom. Now I know a lot of authors have that on their Vellas, but it hasn't been launched completely. It's still in beta.
No.
So now when people read the episode, they're scrolling at the bottom, they can comment immediately.
Wow.
So as an author, it was overwhelming at first, but then you kind of get used to a different routine. It's like anything else, like another Instagram or whatever. So yeah, so that was pretty fun. But I did get a comment going, this is the least romance of any Vella that I've ever read. And I was like, well, okay.
But it's a phenomenon because it is.
Yeah.
You know, wow. Wow.
Yeah, no, there's very little, I mean, if people would even consider it language. But I think there's a market for a genre that you don't have to be worried about what you're reading or.
Yeah, there is. There most definitely is. There's a whole Facebook group for the clean Bellas.
Yeah, so I definitely tapped that market. My husband, when I first wrote my teen read, which is absolutely clean too, my husband's great grandmother, no, great aunt, she put it in her Christmas letter. And I thought, oh my goodness, what if I wrote something and she wrote that to everyone in their Christmas letter? And so then so I always have that in the back of my mind, like, all right, so my husband's great aunt is going to read this. So
yeah, and it might be in
her
our Christmas letter.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So yeah, but no, I
Wow,
like to
yeah.
read clean reads too. So
That's fantastic. So what is your writing routine now? What's your routine?
oh oh gosh, that's the routine. I have to have all my if I want to release on Sunday, everything's gonna be scheduled in the system by Wednesday. So don't talk to me Wednesday. Wednesday is gonna be the final proofing, but I try to have the fast draft done, and then over the weekend I go back read what like some beta readers have thought over the weekend and kind of digest it, and then on Monday do a whole proof of it and then put it in the system, and then on Wednesday go through and read it myself. So that's kind of my whole thing, and then I don't work on Thursday. Yeah,
So I'm trying to figure out when you actually write. You're talking about sticking it in the so Wednesday you cut your draft?
No, when I like to have the whole season written in a fast draft form. So I'm not writing as I go. I say that hesitantly because sometimes I have to audible and have to write it. Like on Christmas, there was an episode coming out on Christmas, and I hadn't thought that far ahead when I started it in June. So I wrote a Christmas episode. So that was just off the cuff. But typically I like to have the whole first season drafted. And then my favorite part of writing is to read what I wrote a long time ago. And then I think, wow, that's clever, or oh, that's not clever. And then I do a whole draft from a fresh head, from a fresh perspective. And then I have some very kind people that will read it for me and give some thoughts. And that's what I do over the weekend. Is a lot
Okay.
of my readers' work. And then Monday, I'll do a proof of it. And then depending Tuesday or Wednesday on my schedule, because that Wednesday schedule, if you miss Wednesday, then you're either going to have to try to play with the timing or it will launch Monday. And I try my hardest to keep a Monday launch or my Sunday launch.
So all of your series get updated on Sunday?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only ones I have will be Death by Punchline now. So I only had one launching at a time. Driftwood is random.
Just out there somewhere.
Yeah. I do that once a week. But yeah, that one's a little less. I'll do my main murder one first and then Driftwood scooch in depending on my schedule.
So you're another one who has kept a fairly rigid episode release schedule.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely key to success.
I think it is
Whatever
too.
it is, yeah. Whatever, if it's Wednesday, it's Wednesday. It's whatever day that you're comfortable doing. Because
See,
yeah,
and I haven't done that at all.
yeah. Then people, I mean, there are notifications in the Kindle that will say, "Oh, a new episode's released." I don't ever look at it, so I don't know how many people look at it. So then that makes it hard. So they just know every Sunday it's going to be there, and I've proven myself that people can count on that.
I like that. I think the regular episode release is key too. It's just one thing I haven't been able to unlock yet. I just kind of all over the place when I write.
It's very, very hard. And that's why I like to have it all drafted, because if I was writing it as I went, you might run into a block or you just can't figure it out. And Wednesday's my day. When they come hell or high water, on Wednesday, I'm getting it in.
Right. So over the past year, what have you done by way of advertising?
I like this grassroots, and this year I'm going to have a different advertising plan. But last year, I like going to like the book clubs. I'm definitely small town loyal reader type. I have Instagram, I have Facebook, but to seek out groups that like to read and like to read, mine aren't technically cozy mysteries, but cozy type mysteries, or actually for me, definitely like clean reads
Mm-hmm.
that kind of humorous, lighthearted, not serious kind of reads.
Cool. Let's see, what else do I want to know? Everything really. Okay, so what's your plan for 2023 for your advertising plan?
Um, well, write this on your calendar. January 12th, I have a podcast with NaNoWriMo. Mo. It's going to be with another author, and I don't think they've released her name, but I was so excited I couldn't hardly talk for probably 5 hours. And then my son comes home and I said, "You will not believe who I'm going to do a webcast with." And he goes, "J.K. Rowling?" And I was like, close. It's really close. But no, it's not J.K. Rowling. But I would do one with her if she wanted to.
Uh-huh.
He overshot that one, but
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
Stephen King?
Yeah, no, not Stephen King either. But someone I read all the time and is very similar style. But I can't say anything, but look out for the announcement. And I'm also going to be doing more ads for Punchline, because I
And
will
what?
in Facebook, because I plan on stacking my seasons for the open mic series and not making them different like I did with murder, because I'm going to keep the same heroine. It's going to make more sense. It's going to be the same setting, the same heroine, and similar to Driftwood, and then just keep on building the episodes. I think Kindle Vella is designed to be written and read that way versus starting over every 30 or 40 episodes.
It's designed to continue.
Yeah, it's a continuation.
I believe so too.
Yeah. So
See, I've run mine. My Gendlina has run along and it's already had 2 books cut out of it. And I'm on the 3rd book in episode 50, 51, whatever.
And you're on the top faved list. So that's,
yes. I've been there for a long time.
And I think that is part of the reason that I find it very, very hard to start a new one. You have to have extra loyal readers that will give you a chance versus if it's just continuation, you just change the season.
Well, this is a 9-book arc, so it's going to stay that way. God knows how many it's going to have at the end of a 9-book arc. But yeah,
I do think it's a little intimidating sometimes. Like some of the top Vellas right now are into 100 plus, episodes. So sometimes readers get intimidated. But if you like break it into, okay, this is a season and this is season, and make it clear that, okay, it's really only 30 or 40 episodes, or if they're shorter.
Right. But if they try to emulate the Asians, they have some of them that go up into the thousands of episodes.
Yeah, that's been very, very successful. Yeah.
And so who knows what we're going to have. Now, I want to know, I'm eager to see your stuff go to book because I want to know how it's going to do in England. I don't know why, but I think it's going to do good.
Yeah, I would love that. And Canada. I don't know why Kindle Vella hasn't done Canada yet.
I sold 1 book in Canada, eh?
I'm like, come on, I picked the Canadians. But yeah, so England, yeah, be pretty cool.
I'm very excited. Now, are you going to do your own formatting or are you going to hire it done?
I think I'll hire it and I'll get it completely edited again, because I've written these in different chunks, and I can see from my beginning to where I am now, I've improved a lot just in my writing, just from I can tell. So I think just doing another pass over before I put it in print, because I feel like print, it's final. Like Kindle Vella, I mean, we could still play around, even though I haven't touched the top 2, but yeah, just putting it in print.
Man, okay. So you've got some material. You've got a new one called Punchline that's coming out. Any further plans for any further Vella releases this year?
Well, it depends how Punchline does. I'm hoping it does well and I could just continue Driftwood. Driftwood will have 2 more seasons, and hopefully Punchline will have 4. And I'm like, people have to read it.
Right. And I'm sure they will, Kim. I don't think you're going to have any trouble there. Like you said, you've got a pretty loyal reader base built now. And by God, you ought to, out of all those thummies, you ought to be able to build something out of that. Okay, now the next thing I want to ask, because this helps build community. Last year, I asked you which Vellas you were reading. I'm going to ask you the same question this year. And if it's none, it's none. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Wait, how many do I get?
You can have, well, I don't know, give crap. Let's see how far we go. No. Try not to go over 5. Very few people can actually remember the name of the writer and the name of the serial for 5 of them. So let's see.
I know. Oh, goodness.
But you've got a good memory, so.
Well, Elizabeth Ashe must be my hero. Her and her elves. I love her. And I love her writing.
And that's what is it? There's
a lot of Elven. She's going to kill me that I forgot the name. Is it Elven? All right.
Hang on.
All right. Now I'm embarrassed. Sorry, Elizabeth.
No, everybody does this. Okay. She's going to be stoked that you were calling out her Vella. Nobody's going to care.
I have Jill Williamson is just publishing Magic Hunters, which is fun too. Yeah, I'm reading fantasy. I have Chrissy Dallas and Wish Upon a Streaming Star. Her and I ended like the same exact time. And I love her on the top page because I feel her and I are very similar in our writing. She's funny, witty, and she does young adult, so clean as well.
Yeah.
I highly recommend. If you like me, I think you definitely like Chrissy. Those are 3.
What did Jill Williamson do?
She did Magic Hunter. She's doing it. I think she's in season 2 right now.
Magic Hunters and Elizabeth Ash is something with elves all in it, right?
Yeah, she's number 2, and I can't remember. But thanks for bringing that up again.
Is it that? Wait a minute. Is that wolves and elves thing? Hang on. Right. It's not the one with wolves too, is it?
No. But she's when you talk about community, I really got to give her a shout out. She has helped me and given me a lot of advice on how to release things, when to release them, her marketing, how she does that. So I'm grateful for her.
Elven Heartbound.
I was like, yes.
Yes. And so what does she do?
She's big into Facebook ads.
She is?
Yeah. So she does a lot.
She's got 114 episodes too.
Yes. And she's been very, very successful.
Wow.
And she has a second one, The Dance of Magic and Sand. See? I'm recovering.
Dance of Sand and Magic, yes.
Oh, no, I didn't recover. There it is. It's right next to mine, right?
Yes, it's right beneath yours.
Oh, sorry.
You're killing me. You are killing me. You are at number 17 and you are killing me. What's the average length of your episodes in your murder series?
All right, so I've really worked hard on that. Macarons, it was like 30 plus. I mean, they were very long.
3,000?
Yeah, 3,000. I was doing tokens, 3,000 plus, which I would not recommend. I had written it without even knowing serialized fiction in my head, and I never really edited it. So I will have to give the readers for being very, gracious on that. But as I've gotten through, I like to do between 1,600 and 2,500 words. Yes. So 16 to 25. That seems to be the sweet spot. I've heard a lot of authors have a good success with that.
It's killing me, okay? Murder shouldn't be that popular with 3,000 word episodes.
I know. I know. And I think my 4th episode was like 40 tokens.
Son of a.
I'm like, if I could redo that, but
holy shit snacks. Nobody has done that. Nobody has done that.
I know. If I would have even just broke them up a little bit more, I could probably have been at 50,000 likes with the same readers, So I made a lot of mistakes in that one, but I'm learning. But what can I do?
Hey, if you can sell them, those are actually better because you make more money. I know that a lot of, oh God, I have these arguments with Vella writers all the time. They swear to God that 1,000 word episode is going to make you the same money on your bonuses as a 3,000 to 4,000 word episode. That's simply not true.
That's not true.
Not true at all. And I cannot convince them that's not true. So I just don't even try anymore. So you are better off if you can get away with writing the bigger, longer episodes. Plus they're more meaty and you can put more stoof in there,
Absolutely. I don't know where that line is between meatier episodes and the 100 or the 1,000 word.
Dude, I don't know if there's a line there for you. You are an exception to almost every freaking rule I have been able to establish.
That's it. I'm the exception to the rule.
You are.
I am. I
And it's
agree.
stunning. It's stunning to see. And I get a giggle every time I see somebody try to copy you. I talked about that before we got on here too. You know, you'll every once in a while you'll see a title on something and it'll be like mystery, Magoo and magpies or something, where someone has tried to do the same alliterative title and they've got 3 reads, it's not, you're not Kim Titus, knock it off, it's not happening for you.
Very sweet.
Okay, we've got to get serious up in here because it's a question that I asked on your last interview, because I asked everybody this, was what would they do to improve Kindle Vella? Now, you, as one of the hot authors out there, have been chosen for one of the #1 requests that we had last year through over all the authors. One of the #1 requests was that the readers be able to comment. Now, I want to know this year, now that you've had that feature and you have seen how that works, what are your thoughts on #1? What are your thoughts on the commentary? #2, what else besides the commentary would you change in Kindle Vella to improve it?
All right. Well, I love doing the beta. That was really great. I know a lot of authors were concerned about bad comments because we get bad reviews all the time. I mean, me included. I mean, you can go on my reviews and see all my 1 stars. But I find that if people are buying your episodes, they aren't the ones hating them because they're buying them. So as long as you can get through the first 3 episodes, the free ones, specifically the first one, then you're okay. And I found, like, with trolls, being troll free, I haven't had a lot of issues with people after episode 3 that are actually paying. So that should, like, people can breathe. It is cumbersome. There is not a little app yet for authors to get, oh, you got a new comment on episode 50. So I'm not very responsive or not as responsive as I would like, because you have to go episode by episode to see if you get a new comment. And then I just don't have the time for that. And if there was like a note or some kind of pop-up that would come up and say, oh, Joe just commented on this, that would be more helpful.
They'll do it. They will do it. The beta simply didn't have the notification. I've done enough software rollouts to know that that's the last thing they roll.
That
notification, because they don't want people getting pissed off during the beta.
Yeah, it will go to the Kindle, but not if you're not on the link. So like if you commented to me and I responded back, you'll get a notification in your Kindle that, oh, author. And you are noted as author, like you have a legitimate, you're not, just your account name. You are considered author. So that's nice. So the readers can rest assured, like, that's really the author. I like that. And I love having the reaction right away.
Yeah.
So it's not like they reviewed it, they read that section, 2 months ago. That's like, oh my goodness. And then like some people, so I like to put twists and turns in, and you got to wait the next week if you're reading it live, and they'll be like, no,
don't do that to me.
And I just want to say, okay, just wait, just be patient. Do not jump off the bridge, okay?
That's so awesome.
With me, people. Yeah. So I love that. And I love, there was this one comment. It was talking about, the episode was talking about scented strawberry shortcake dolls from the 80s.
Oh my God. I remember those.
Yeah. So anyway, in the comments, there had to be like 6 or so comments about different scented doll brands that were not strawberry shortcake. And I was like, I had no idea. Like, I grew up in this era. I had no idea there was cherry muffin. So I learned a lot in there too. I think it helps too with the author notes, because you're putting, at least I do, I put personal anecdotes in there, and people comment to that too. So they're not just commenting to the story, they're actually commenting to your author notes too. It's just convenient. And I find that some people will comment on every single one, and then there'll be lots of people that don't comment at all. But those that do comment have a lot of fun with it.
Right.
And
So you in general like the commentary feature and think that they should go ahead and activate that Vella wide?
well, I'm on the fence on it only because how many episodes do we own? I mean, you and I, we have a lot of episodes. How do you monitor them? And there's no way to do that. So there's absolutely no way right now. I had to have a bandwidth to cover the comments on all the episodes without knowing.
So what's your
can't figure out.
thoughts? You know?
So I would, if there was a turn on and off switch, I would turn off all comments on my Vellas that aren't actively adding new episodes. So I would probably turn off all my murder series comments just because I'm not in
You're
there.
done creating it. You're done.
Yeah, and so those comments become part of your content because now other people are reading that too. So like my cherry muffin dolls, that's part of my episode, even though I did not initiate that. So that is something that authors have to look at and see, I mean, is this appropriate that we are talking about it or whatnot? The moderator, I mean, I was one of the first, so we had some problems with the moderator, like taking people's comments off and leaving others on. So that seems to have worked itself out. So I'm okay, like with the moderation, but I think the authors, since it really is your content, they should be able to own it and be able to monitor it easier.
I am trying to think about that from an intellectual property standpoint, and unfortunately, no, that belongs to Amazon.
Yeah, it's just under your name.
Right. It belongs to Amazon because they provide the platform.
Yeah, they do.
And the platform is what allows for the commentary. Whereas your book can be taken out, just chopped out without affecting the commentary or anything else. So that's not going to happen. But it does make me wonder. I don't think I want it. You know, all the interviews I did, and unbelievably, there's like 90 something of them up there, if you can believe that shit from last year. I can't. But I did a lot of interviews, and I think I just came to the conclusion I didn't want them. I didn't want them because I didn't want, you know, to be skewed, you know, in my thinking about how I was going to go forward. I didn't want to get hurt by a troll. I'm a little bit on the thin skin side. And yeah, I just don't, you know. I got a negative comment on one of the books I released, but I'm so happy that the lady was nice. She gave me a 4-star review and then just told me that my books were too high, and if I continued with that price, she wasn't going to read it anymore. But she liked the book.
Yeah.
That was kind of an aside. She was like, I enjoyed the book. But
the price can be arranged, but yeah.
Right. And so, man, I chopped that sucker in half right away because I didn't know what I was doing. And I went and talked to my friend, and she's like, yeah, you did the right thing, because, you know, $4.99 is a big book for an ebook. You know, to get $4.99 out of an ebook, you better give them a good one, a big one, you know, like 80,000 words.
Yeah, for sure.
And I only had like 55 in the first one, and even less in the second, maybe 52. But anyway, so yeah, got a 4-star comment with a nasty, you know, a 4-star rating with a nasty trolley comment. So, you know, you can't control what people say. You never know what they're going to say.
That's the thing. You never know what's going to happen. And so I would probably, but I love when I was writing Magnolias and getting that initial feedback is awesome. So, and it was readers that have been invested in the series for so long that these characters were real to them too. So I really appreciated those comments. So thank you.
Yeah, that's
everyone.
super cool. And wouldn't it be cool if there was some way to make those comments more like correspondence into the author. Maybe it goes into your author page.
That would be great.
Under the book, on your author page. So you have to like click on the Vella on your author page, and then here's all these comments. Not on the Vella itself, but forward them off to the author page.
Well, that would be, yeah, like a sidebar.
Right. And then you'd know where to go to look for the comments. You just head to your author page, click to see if you had anything new on any of your offerings, and then just move on. But that's me. See. But anyway, so anything besides commentary that you can think of? Is there still anything on your Vella wish list that you can think of?
I've always wondered, I don't know the solution, but I would love to have my Murder Mayhem series, even though there were 3 different Vellas, and I stand behind why I did that way. But I wish they can be combined so they're not competing with each other and they're not splitting faves, because they're almost one. They like Death of Punchline, that's separate, but these 3 murder ones should have been technically in one, although I had different characters and different settings, so that's why I didn't do it that way. But I wish there was a way I could keep them separate yet have them together for the faves purposes. And
yeah, they won't let you reiterate. If you try,
I'm not gonna try.
They will slam you, because it happened to me by accident.
Oh, really?
I accidentally republished an episode. So like instead of episode 9, I republished 8. Oh, it stopped my whole account. They got me for plagiarizing on my damn self,
I knew that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It took a while. It took like well over a week to get that account opened back up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're not the only one that's done that. I haven't, but I have heard, and I've seen people, and it's not easy.
No, it's embarrassing. You're like, oh my God. It's my own content, people. I wasn't trying to say it again,
Yeah. Let me just beat myself up, okay?
Yeah, let me just do that. Well, okay, so nothing else that you can.
No, I'm having a blast writing on Kendall Vella.
Yeah, I am too. I want an app though. I want a pretty app with a pretty background that young people can go out on their phone and just go bip, here, I'm gonna go get the Vella app, bip, and it looks like, and it's a more modern interface.
You never know.
No, you don't, because there's arguments for that and there's arguments against it. There was a fairly sharp business guy I had on here. He was a writer also, and he said, why would they ever allow you to do that? He said, why would they do that? Because it bifurcates their reading pool. All right, they want to put you in Kindle so that when you're done with your Vella app or Vella whatever, you can look for books.
Well, of course, and they do give recommendations based on that.
Yeah, so doubtful we'll get it, but if you've seen like Radish, the app is beautiful, and it's a super popular one in Asia, and it's got lots of those. But Radish is primarily a romance app, steamy romance. Peyton Place, you don't remember that, you're too young for that, but soap opera stuff, I'm too young for Peyton Place. That's what was on when my parents were watching it.
Well, I'm all my children.
I remember that. Oh my God. Does that still go? Is that still going?
No, I think they took it off the air and then they did something online and I lost it. So I don't think it is. But
that sucker ran for like 20 years though.
Like 40 something.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. People love their stories. That's what my aunt used to call them. I'm going to watch my stories.
Guiding light, and
and that's really, I think that's what we're trying to do, is write these stories. For me, it's where people can like almost have another family that they go see.
Love it.
They can go check on.
Yeah, just every Saturday we're just gonna read.
Right. They're not gonna come to our house. We're not going to have to set the welcome mat on fire and throw it on them, but it's another set of weird people that I can go visit week to week, and care about.
And I grew up in the generation where we had to wait. Like I remember the Thursday night lineups where I had Family Ties and I had a crush on Michael J. Fox, and I couldn't wait to see Thursday to see him. And so I get that. And I think Vella's similar to like waiting for the next release. So I enjoy both. I enjoy reading a book in one day, and I also enjoy that constant their like companionship of those characters.
And I'm adding a last question to this series of interviews. It is a very self-serving question. I want to know the answer to this. I want to know if we're weird or if everybody's like this. Does your significant other, your husband, does he read your stuff?
Oh my goodness, I read it to him. Are you kidding me? So on usually it'll be Monday or Tuesday night. You ask me my process. I read it out loud, and he used to think I was crazy. So I said, well, then let me read it to you, and then you can give me your feedback. He's not my target audience at all, but he has held through, and he'll be like, I think, yeah, Adam. I was like, okay, you are getting too involved right now. So yeah, so he gets some reactions. If I know if my husband reacts, then other people are going to react. So no, he gets it all read to him, episode by episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think mine would sit still for that. He might while he's playing video games or something.
Video games, yeah.
Yeah, he might do it while he's on his race game or whatever. But currently, for my spouse to see the work that I have done, we're going to have to wait for the Netflix deal.
Oh, okay. Well, it will come. No, and my husband, we share a Prime account, and so he gets all my episodes like for free because our library is shared. So he has it on his phone. He can pull it up anytime he wants.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, so is there anything else you'd like to say after your second year, or going into this is the second year, right?
Yeah, July will be year 2. No, like thanks to all the readers.
No, July will be year 3, right?
Well, we'll start year 3. It will complete year 2.
Okay, that's right. So you went July 21 to July 22, and then July, yes. So it'll complete year 2 and begin year 3.
Well, as long as people keep reading, I'll keep writing. So
that sounds good. And let's hope it keeps up. Let's hope the bonuses keep going, and that we can succeed.
Absolutely. That is amazing.
All right. And Kim, this has been great. I've had a great time doing this interview with you.
Where are they now? They're in the same spot I was a year ago on my deck.
He's on the same deck.
Right. This is the same chair I wrote Macarons.
But isn't that cool?
I know. I got a new shirt though, just for you.
I got a new shirt.
At least that's what I told my husband.
I put deodorant on. Awesome. Well, that's it for this interview, kids, and we'll see you again with another one soon.